Who are we waiting for? The Avalon Pack. She rolls her eyes at this stupid name. I'm in confusion, and she continues to explain. Those 4 boys who are routinely late. It's not that all members of their group love being late for classes, but do you get it? I nod, and she continues. Anyway, our class always start late because of them. I want to get into a good university, but with them being late every day, my lessons are cut short. So why don't you guys bring it up to the office? If they keep being late like this, the office could just give them a fail and then they'll be gone for good. No, it's not simple like that. She sighs again. The problem is, they are the richest group in the school. And guess what? The leader of this group, his father, made a large amount of donation to this school. He literally paid for everything here. As we speak, the classroom door suddenly bangs open, and I see the 4 boys comes in one by one. All of them look gorgeous, and I notice that one of them is the guy who shoved me down earlier this morning. I quickly look down, just so that I'll go unnoticed. Oh, speaking of the angels, Jennifer says sarcastically. Her voice is loud enough so the 4 boys can hear her. They are finally here, grace us with their presence. Sweetheart, I know you miss me so much. One of the boys smirks at her. But there's no need for you to share your excitement with the entire world. I notice his hair is black and his skin is creamy. He has gray eyes which look mysterious. His shirt is rolled up to his elbows and his black jeans fits his body nicely. He surely knows how to dress up decently. Jennifer crosses her arms over her chest. Shut up, Nell, it's disgusting. Oh, it's Nelson, baby. Only my friends call me Nell, or do you consider yourself as my girlfriend already? Jennifer rolls her eyes again. Jennifer, Nell is so jealous now because he say you kissing James this morning, another boy says. He has rusted-colored hair and brown eyes. The entire class is laughing because of what he just said. I saw Jennifer's face is turning red in embarrassment. I wonder what they are talking about. I must get to know about this later when I have time. After all, I am a curious girl and I love gossip. Could you please be quiet, Perry? Nelson growls at his friend. Everyone, be quiet. Mr. George finally scolds the class, but I sense the light humor in his voice. Where have you been this time, boys? I hope you could explain to me, Mr. Smith. The guy who shoved me earlier this morning shakes his head and says, Mr. George, you know I'm not responsible for our matter. Come on, Harrison. When will you finally learn how to be a leader and how to take responsibilities? Mr. George says. So, his name is Harrison, I see. Yeah, I love his name. Wait, what? Why am I thinking like that? I quickly shake off the thought in my head, then look back at the group of boys. Specifically, I'm looking at Harrison. He is probably the sexiest one out of the 4 boys. He has a nice lean body that can be number 1 on any sluts list. His jet black hair is styled messily, and my hands are itching to run through it. His eyes are deep blue and they have a story behind them. I can't help but stare at them, wondering what they are trying to tell me. Harrison notices me staring at him. Even I don't realize that I am staring at him. What's wrong with me today? I notice a look of comfort comes across his face, but soon it is wiped away with a smirk. Love what you are seeing now? He asks me teasingly. Well, I smirk back at him and say, yeah, I love looking at trash. He looks shocked when he hears my words. Then, entire class goes quiet. Everyone turns their attentions towards me. Then suddenly, I find Nelson and Perry standing in front of me. So, you must be the new girl. Betty told us about you yesterday, Nelson says. It's great to see you. My name is Nelson, and you may call me Nell. He passes his hand, and I shake it. I notice Jennifer scoffs at him. It's probably because he just told me to call him by his nickname. Come on, babe, you don't need to be jealous, Nell says as he turns to Jennifer. Hi, I'm Perry, the other boy says to me. Perry smiles at me and shakes my hand. Apparently, they don't take their good looks for granted, and they aren't those boys who flirt with girls every second as if their life depends on it. Hi, my name's Jessica. You can call me Jessie. It's nice to meet you guys, I say politely as I give them a genuine smile. All right, class begins. Mr. George calls out enthusiastically as many students start to groan. Nell, Perry, and Harrison takes their seats respectively, while the last one of them stays behind and talks with Mr. George quietly. He is good-looking as well, and I think he somehow resembles Dan Stevens, who is my favorite actor. The guy walks to his seat and he notices me staring at him. So, he smiles and winks at me. Then, he takes his seat next to Harrison. I look down at the floor, feeling my cheeks are getting hot, slowly. Harrison's POV, Nell, Perry, Scott and I decide to be late for George's class again. We know he wouldn't care. He is a cool teacher, and he understands that we have some business to do before going for his class. Besides, I have the highest grade in the class. Even if I am a star on our football team and I have to spend a lot of time with the ladies, I still find enough time to study. Actually, we don't have any business to take care of today, but we still decide to be late for his class anyway. That seems to be the right thing to do to us. So, we are leaning against the lockers while Nell rants about his mate Jennifer. I still can't believe that she let that guy touch her, and he keeps saying, running his hands through his hair furiously. Jennifer and Nell's relationship is very complicated. If you are interested to know, you should ask them yourself. Speaking of relationships, I'm still thinking of the girl I ran into earlier this morning. I remember I felt tingling when she bumped into me. She smells good. I miss her scent already. It is scent composed of the smell of berries and something else that I can't even explain. Also, she looks very adorable. She has curves in all the places where she should have, and her green eyes are attractive as well. I wish I could look at her eyes once more. However, I couldn't hold my anger when I smelt a hint of Brian on her. That's why I was rude to her earlier this morning. But now, I'm regretted. I could feel her pain and awkwardness when I shoved her down. I know she is my mate. I know this for sure. But I can't fall in love with her. Because I know my dad would be furious because of the fact that she is human. My reputation as an alpha would be ruined if others happen to know that my mate is a human, and I can't let that happen. I can't fall off the ladder. I can't make myself go downhill after everything I've done to climb high up. Hey, Harrison. Nell waves his hand in front of my eyes. I quickly come back to the reality from my thoughts. Harry, you've been quiet today. Are you all right? Yeah, I groan. Let's get to our class. They nod in agreement. As I open the door to our classroom, her scent comes to fill my nostril. The scent is so strong, and I'm already mouth-watering about this. I desperately want to touch her. I desperately want to run my fingers through her dark hair. I desperately want to see her green eyes. I just desperately want her. But no, I can't do any of these. So instead, I take a big whiff of her scent. Mr. George stands up, and I try to move my eyes away from the class. I'm doing my best to avoid her eye contact before I fall for those green eyes again. Her scent is already driving me crazy. I can hear my wolf howling inside of me. Apparently, her scent makes him go crazy as well. Go for her, my wolf howls at me. I'm not going. I reject him. Oh, speaking of the angels, I hear Jennifer's voice. They are finally here. Grace us with their presence. I roll my eyes at her, and Nell starts to go at it again. But I decide to ignore them and listen to what Mr. George says to me. I look at him, wondering what he will say this time. Where have you been this time, boys? I hope you could explain to me, Mr. Smith, he asks. Apparently, the reason why he asks me is because I am the alpha of the Avalon pack, and I am supposed to take all the responsibilities. But actually, Scott is the one who is responsible, because I'm only in high school and I don't want to take that responsibility all that early. I shake my head and replies, Mr. George, you know I'm not responsible for our matter. He starts to speak again when he hears my words. Come on, Harrison. When will you finally learn how to be a leader and how to take responsibilities? I roll my eyes at him. At this moment, I feel someone is staring at me. So I slowly turn my head only to find my mate staring at me. Somehow, I find comfort in that. And I have to admit, she is so beautiful and adorable. But I'm a strong alpha. I won't let just one girl mess up with my efforts. So I turn to say to her with my signature smirk, Love what you are seeing now? Yeah, I love looking at trash, she replies. I didn't expect her to answer in this way. My smirk has conquered many girls before, and it has never failed. I'm left with shock, and everyone in the class goes silent. They turn their attentions towards her because they know that no one ever stood up to me. I am angry at the fact that she answered me back. But I am also proud of her because I know she is strong. When I am about to give her another comeback, Nell and Perry run towards her. So, you must be the new girl. Betty told us about you yesterday, Nelson says. It's great to see you. My name is Nelson, and you may call me Nell. Then they shake their hands. I am jealous about the fact that he is shaking her hand, and I'm not the one who is touching her right now. My wolf starts to growling again, but I once more scold it to be quiet. Come on, babe, you don't need to be jealous. I hear Nell says to Jennifer. Hi, I'm Perry. Perry smiles at my mate and shakes her hand. Hi, my name's Jessica. You can call me Jessie. It's nice to meet you guys, she says with politeness, and her smile looks genuine. But again, I'm jealous that I'm not the one she's now smiling at. Anyway, so her name is Jessica, right? I think to myself. Yeah. I love her name. I quickly shake these thoughts away. All right, class begins, Mr. George calls out, and I start to groan with many other students. Nell, Perry, and I take our seat. When I sit down on my seat, I see Scott talking to Mr. George. He must be talking to him about our late. Jessie is looking at him curiously. As Scott walks back to his seat, he smiles and winks at my mate. That's his signature action when he sees something he likes. Then, I notice that Jessie is looking down at the floor and her cheeks are turning red. I also see a smile creeps on her face. Oh God, what the hell? Anger starts to build up inside of me, and I feel my wolf itching to come out. It is scratching at my skin. I am already growling. Scott looks at me with curiosity. I take deep breaths to calm myself down. But as Scott walks past me, I smack his head involuntarily. This is not from my will, and it earns a death glare for me. What the hell are you doing, Harry? Oh, he growls. He is the beta of my pack, but I am the alpha. So, I have him under control. Don't you dare to look at her in that way ever again, I order him as I try to hold back my fury. Suddenly, I feel my pack's eyes on me. Scott gives me a confused expression. What is it, Scott? I try to calm down a bit. Is she your mate? Scott asks quietly so that no one can hear him except me. I want to say yes to his question and claim her as mine, but I remind myself I can't appear weak. She's not my mate. Whatever gives you that thought? I finally answer. Nothing. I'm sorry, Alpha, he says sarcastically. For the rest of the class time, I can't help but keep glancing at Jessie. She is focusing on taking notes. There's a little crease between her eyebrows when she tries to understand what Mr. George is saying. I love her so much already. I love the way she bites the end of her pencil. I love the way she swings her legs. I love the way her smile brightens me up. But I quickly shake those thoughts away. I can't fall in love with her. I say to myself that I can get over her. Even thought I know it would be a great challenge. But, can I really? When I wake up, the only thing I can see is darkness. I am panting heavily right now. My back is sweaty and my shirt is sticking to it. A few moments later, I look at my surroundings and realize that I am in my own bedroom. I am safe, and I am tucked into the dark red comforters of my bed. I lay back down and sigh in relief. Thank goddess, it was just a dream. I jolt upright on my bed. I don't think I fell asleep in my bed last night. I remember I went to the shed in the backyard to grab some Epsom salt, and I saw a mysterious creature that appeared right before my eyes. I quickly shake those thoughts away. I can't help but chuckle at myself for being so stupid. This place is truly driving me crazy. I guess there's some virus in the air in this town that can cause people to hallucinate. When I look at the alarm, I find that it is 7 o'clock in the morning already. School will start in about an hour. Aunt Kara usually wake me up around this time. She isn't here today. I guess she has probably overslept as well. I try to hold my arms over my head to stretch my back, but an unbearable pain instantly comes from my right shoulder. I have to put my arms down. The pain in my right shoulder is worsened. Would it be possible that what I saw yesterday was not a dream? Would it be possible that the mythical creature actually bit me? As I think of that possibility, I can't help but shiver again. There could be some virus spreading my body right now. Oh, please don't be rabies. But soon, I gasped once again. Would it be possible that I am dead already? I quickly get up from my bed and turn on the lights. I run towards the mirror in my bathroom and look at myself in horror. I see there is a huge bite mark on my right shoulder. It is still slightly red, as I can imagine. I know it couldn't have healed this rapidly. I touch the new sore carefully, and that hurts so much. Now, I know it wasn't a dream, then that leaves me with so many questions. But who is to answer them? What was the monster that I saw yesterday in my backyard? Why did it only bite me instead of eating me up straight away? Will I become sick and suffer because of this bite mark? And eventually, will I die? Or am I dead already? So many questions bombarded my head and I start to cry. Last night's experience runs in my head again. I feel so scared that my head even starts to ache. To make sure I'm not dead yet, I rush out of my room and run down the stairs. I find Aunt Kara at the front door. She is now talking in a hushed tone to someone. A wave of relief surges through my entire body. If I am dead and in heaven or hell, I wouldn't find Aunt Kara here with me, so I'm sure that I'm still alive. Hold on a minute. What if that beast killed Aunt Kara too? But seconds later, I start to laugh at myself for being stupid again. Hughes, it's a good time. You are so drunk and your daughter is still sleeping, Aunt Kara says. Ah, come on, Aunt Kara. I ain't drunk at all. Not own bit. Ha, bit. A voice slurs and the man chuckles. Fury surges through my body when I can finally see that man's face clearly. That man is no one other than my father's own. He continues to say, all I want is just to talk to my daughter, that's all. She's being such a spoiled brat lately. Someone needs to teach her a lesson. I run towards the door and kick it open wider. The smell of alcohol instantly filled my nose, and it feels disgusting. The man's, I'd rather not call him my father, hair is totally messed up. His eyes are watery and his smile irritates the hell out of me. His tie was undone, and I can see some stains on his white shirt. He must have vomited after getting drunk. Darling, I miss you so moosh. Please look to me. He tries to come closer to me when he sees me. I instantly step back a bit. Go home. I'm not talking to you when you're like this. I spit. Oh no, what happened to you, Jesse? He asks. Tears start to swim in his eyes. He continues to plead. You've been so harsh to me. He suddenly burps, and I look at him in disgust. Lately? Yes, I am indeed. Can't you just go home and have a happy life with your lovely new wife? I yell at him sarcastically and shut the door in his face. I close my eyes and start to count to 10 just so that I can calm myself down. Hey darling, are you all right? Aunt Kara asks me worryingly. I turn to look at her and say softly, yeah, I'm all right. Just forget about it. Next time we see him around here, just call the police. She nods sorrowfully. A few seconds later, I notice she is looking at me with a mischievous smile. Moreover, she is looking at the bite mark on my shoulder. Tell me, darling, who was in your room last night? Looks like the young fellow found you delicious, right? She asks and looks at me as if she knows everything. Then, she winks at me and continues to speak. Don't worry, darling. I won't tell your mama about what happened last night. As long as you use protection and don't get pregnant, your mom won't even know about it. And even if you do get pregnant, it's not your fault. Anyway, did you use protection last night? If you don't have any, I can actually buy you some if you need. Come on, Aunt Kara. I speak loud to her while covering my ears. My face is surely as red as a tomato. What an awkward subject it is. I continue to say, Aunt Kara, you know, didn't do anything with that fellow last night, and you know I'm still a virgin and I'm looking for the right one. What you were talking about is so disgusting, Aunt Kara. You're such a crazy old woman, I explain. But she looks at the bite mark on my shoulder, and I see disbelief is written all over her face. For a moment, I wanted to tell her about my mysterious experience last night, but that would make me sound like a crazy young woman. And I don't think it is a good idea to have two crazy women in one house simultaneously. She sighs and winks again. Whatever you say, darling. Whatever you say. Her tone sounds sarcastic. Hey, Aunt Kara, I ask her before she turns around and leaves. Am I dead? I'm still not 100% sure about it. I mean, things happened till now are too far from normal. How could I know if I'm living in the world that I used to live when I'm alive? Aunt Kara looks at me with a funny expression. Now I know you are the one who's crazy, you crazy young woman. She laughs at and walks away. Well, I guess two crazy women have to inevitably stay in one house today. 2 weeks passed, and now I know Harrison wasn't kidding when he said that I was going to regret everything I did to him. During the past 2 weeks, he constantly harassed me. Either he was throwing trash at my head when I'm studying, tripping me when I ran in gym, teasing me, or spilling his drink on my homework. What surprised me the most is that he even did some of the old school stuff, like filling my lockers with soda to make everything sticky, spilling his drinks yet another time on my lunch, things like that. His behavior is simply too childish. Sometimes he behaves like a 6-year-old kid. I decided to ignore it and walk away, because I can't respond to every single one of his actions. But I must make one thing clear. I'm not going to show him I am weak. I'm going to make him think that he could easily get everything in his way. He'll get it back in the future, somehow and sometime. He will be going to regret everything he did to me. The Raven Pack has been helping me a lot. They made my situations much easier. They helped me clean my locker, bought me lunches, and caught me when I fell in gym. They also suggested me to keep extra copies of my homework, just so that I won't be helpless when Harrison dirties it. Every time someone stands up to Harrison and tells him to leave me alone, his behavior just gets worse. Betty even smacked him in the head a couple of times and apologized for him. But after that, she was told to stay away from me. Mr. Devil threatened her that if she hung out with me, it would make things worse. But what hurt me the most is to see him hangs out with other girls. After I got bitten in my shoulder, I start to feel a strange connection with him. It feels like a magnet which is trying to pull me to him every time he is around me. My heart becomes painful every time he accidentally brushes against me. I also find him even more attractive. My hands somehow keep itching to run through his hair or touch his face. Speaking of that bite mark, my shoulder is healed not long after I got bitten. It leaves a small crescent-shaped mark behind. It looks a bit strange, but oddly beautiful at the same time. It almost looks like a birthmark. The mark is exactly where my neck and collarbone meet. All of a sudden, I feel fingers snapping in my face and I have to wake up from my recalls. I look up and find Harrison smirking at me again. One of his arms is wrapped around Sally's waist, and I move my eyes from him and his new girlfriend. Now, I have found out that for every week, he has a new girlfriend. It's almost like a routine, but still, I just keep feeling the same odd pain over and over again. Am I in love with him? No, it's not possible. But I vaguely hear a little voice in my head says to me, "You are in denial." Brian comes closer to me and I can tell he is tense by the look of it. We have become the best friends during the past 2 weeks, and he is like a brother to me. Clearly, he is so angry that he wants to beat the shit out of Harrison already. But I tell him not to. It wouldn't help in any way. The entire of the canteen goes dead silent. Everyone has their eyes fixed on us. This scenario happens almost every day now. I sigh when I realize how terrible I look. My hair is messy. I woke up late this morning, so I didn't have time to put on any makeup. My clothes has got Coke stains on it. Harrison accidentally spilled it on me earlier. Also, my eyes are decorated by dark circles because I had to do my homework twice and that caused me to stay up late at night. Before I could say anything, Harrison spilled his soup all over my white shirt. Good, it's got more stains on it now. Suddenly, silence is replaced by laughter in the entire canteen. I stand up and try to clean up my shirt. I sigh again. "Jennifer, can you please help me clean up?" I ask her. There's no anger in my voice, it just sounds tired. Jennifer quickly comes over to me and looks at me with a sorrowful expression. I grab my bag. There are some clean clothes in it just so that I can change them in case of such things happen to me. Before we leave, I look back at Harrison and I see he is kissing the little bitch. Sally's hands run up his chest, and I wish it is me feeling those defined muscles. My eyes are blurred with tears, but I'd bite my lips hard and don't let one tear escape. I don't want Harrison sees me crying for him. Harrison opens his eyes and sees me staring at him. He turns too at me while keeps kissing his slut. His eyes twinkle with amusement and then the bastard winks. I want to kill him straight away, but I manage to hold back my fury. When will it all end? Harrison's POV. Damn it. Yeah, I'm just so stupid. What have I done? Why the fuck did I just mark Jessie? Because she is your mate and you're supposed to mark her. My wolf growls. Seeing Brian's arm around my mate is enough to drive me crazy as it is. However, hearing my mate calls him babe is even worse. At that point, I couldn't hold back my fury anymore. Meeting your mate would surely make you feel this possessive. It is painful to think of the moment when she screamed in agony as I bit her shoulder. I didn't mean to hurt her, but I had to. That is the marking process. But I was stupid. Didn't I say to her straight away that I couldn't love her? This would make the attraction much stronger, and she will inevitably fall in love with me. The next morning, I walk to her house just to make sure she is all right after I've marked her. But I see a drunk man stumbles out of a bush. The smell of alcohol instantly fills my nose as soon as he approaches me. Hey you. Man, you know my daughter Jessie I. He slurs. I look at him suspiciously. Is he Jessie's father? The man continues to ask. If ya do, can you convince her to talk to me? Man, she's been ignoring me. She's been a pain in my ass. I can't help but wonder what happened between Jessie and her dad. Why hasn't she been talking to you? I blurt out, and then he tells me everything. He tells me that he made her move here because he loves his new wife. Since he is drunk, he also adds some disgusting comments on how good his new wife is in bed. I find it disgusting not because I'm pure, but because to me, he abandoned her for a skank. Then he tells me that her boyfriend cheated her with her best friend. At that moment, I feel truly sorrowful for her. She deserves a better life, a better partner, and a better father. This guy standing in front of me is a scum. I look at him in disgust. Then I warn him that if he dares hurt his daughter, then he would be so dead. After that, I walk away from him, trying to calm down. Anyway, I can't let her fall in love with me. I simply can't. And I think the only way to make that happen is to make her think I am a complete jerk. So for the past 2 weeks, I did things that I regretted. I also used girls to take my mind off of her. These girls are not comparable to her. But no matter how much I try, I simply can't forget about her. Jessie's POV, Brian, are you going to eat that? I ask him with my mouth full while pointing to his salad. I gulp down my food when Brian looks at with a strange look. God, I am so hungry. Jessie, last week you could barely finish a sandwich and now you're practically licking your plate clean, Brian states. I take his salad and shoved it down my throat. Well, he wouldn't eat it anyway. He says that he had enough of vegetables at home. I shrug. I've been eating much more than I do lately. It's probably because Mr. Devil finds it funny to make me starve throughout the entire day. So during the past 3 weeks, I haven't got much to eat. To those who are wondering who Mr. Devil is, he is the one and only Mr. Harrison White. Why haven't I got much to eat at home, you may ask? Well, that's because Aunt Kara has caught a cold recently and I have to cook myself. But unfortunately, I'm not a good cook, so I'm having instant noodles for these days. Speaking of Mr. Devil, where is he? Brian asks. I shrug again, taking a big gulp of my water. I don't know, but I miss him already, I say in a sarcastic tone. We both start to laugh. The chair next to mine makes a scraping noise as it is pulled back. I know someone is sitting next to me. Who is that? I can't help but wonder, so I turn around to look at the person. But when I see him, I'm left with shock, and my expression quickly switches into horror. You miss Harrison? Don't worry, I'll tell him that. He will soon be checking up on you, Scott says jokingly and smiles at me. Today definitely isn't my day. Scott, why are you here? I ask. Well, hello to you too, Brian. He ignores my question and greets Brian. Scott, what is this? Do you want things to get worse? Brian questions him. I don't know about you, but I don't want to see her get hurt anymore. She's practically my sister now. Relax, Mr. Smith. Harrison is quite busy at the moment. He won't be here anytime soon, Scott comforts him. I sigh in relief. Besides, fuck what that bastard says. He is not going to tell me who I talk to and who I'm interested in. Are you suggesting that you're interested in me? I'm surprised by his words. I feel the blood rushing to my cheeks. Hey, Jessie. Why do his pickup lines work but mine don't? What is wrong with you? Brian exclaims. I smack him playfully. All right, I'll leave you two alone. Have a good time, Brian says as he walks away. Scott chuckles. So anyway, I'm here to invite you to go to a party with me Saturday. Are you coming with me? She's not going. Before I could even reply, a familiar voice says from behind me. His deep voice makes my spine start to shiver. I hate it so much, but it seems uncontrollable. I find myself doing this every time he is around me. I turn around and stare at Harrison. This week, his new girlfriend is Faye. It is rumored that she got breast implants. Well, actually, it's kind of obvious. Her big, fake breasts are suffocating under that white tight shirt. Her shorts are so short. Even my underwear is longer than that. She is leaning against Harrison. I stare at her in disgust. Her black hair was a mess. Sex hair, I thought to myself. I look away quickly. Babe, it's boring here. Let's finish what we started earlier, Faye whines. Her voice sounds husky, and she flutters her eyelashes. I roll my eyes at her ridiculousness. Now I know why Harrison was busy earlier. Yeah, Harrison, just go back to your little entertainment. I believe that's much more fun than being here, I say quickly, waving him off. Then I turn back to Scott and smile sweetly. Yes, I am coming. What time is it? No, Jesse, you are not going, Harrison says. A low growl erupts from his chest. I grit my teeth and can't help wonder, why doesn't he just go and resume doing his little activity? I'll pick you up around 7, is that all right? Scott says, ignoring Harrison's words. Great, I smile at him and reply. She's not going. Who the hell are you to tell her what she can do and what she can't do? Brian comes back to us and growls back to him. Leave her alone. She's not going. Harrison growls back again. Buena, but I'm still going. Tell me, Scott, where is this party at? I ask cheerfully. At David's house. You know David, right? Scott asks. You mean that baseball player? Exactly. Brilliant. I gathered that his parties are awesome. Jesse, you aren't going. Harrison growls louder this time. I roll my eyes at him as response. Are you going? I ask Brian, ignoring Harrison, who's standing behind us. Yeah, Brian blushes. With Betty. Oh, awesome. I lean in to whisper in his ear. I see he is biting his lip. I know that he does that often, when he's nervous or embarrassed to admit something. Do you like her? Yeah, a lot, he replies. Yeah. I smile at him. He's so cute. Plus, I think they will make a great couple. I'm sorry if you find it aggressive, but you're not going to bail on me, right? Scott asks and blushes. Of course not. Damn it, Scott, you definitely don't want to go out with a pathetic girl like her, Harrison spits. I turn around and glare at him. You are the only one who's pathetic here, Harrison, Scott growls. Harrison laughs sarcastically. A mischievous expression appears on his face. You think I'm pathetic, Scott? That's because you have no idea about her story. Bro, I tell you the truth. It's hilarious. Come on, Jesse, tell him your story, would you? Why don't you tell everyone about your story? He raises his voice to make sure everyone in the canteen could hear. Everyone is dead silent, and everyone just looks at us. Even the lunch ladies and lunch assistants watches us. I stare at him curiously. What the hell is he talking about? Oh, come on, Jesse. Share your story with us. Tell the people about your past. So, how are your dad and your boyfriend? Oh, don't forget your lovely, trustworthy best friend. How's she going these days? I'm left with shock. The entire world seems to pause at the moment I hear his words. Then, it is put in rewind. All the painful memories in the deep of my head cause my heart to ache and overdrive. To be honest, I miss my father. I still, Phillips even now. Although it is painful for me to admit it. But I miss him terribly. Not to mention my best friend. Yes, indeed, Jolene hurt me so deeply. But the longing for our fun moments and traditions always flash back in front my eyes, and I still miss her. I didn't realize I dropped the apple I was eating on the floor until Brian picked it up for me. My breathing becomes deep, and the tears threaten to spill out of my eyes any moment now. Harrison, leave her the fuck alone, Brian begins to say. Oh, shut up, Brian. You may want to hear this about your best friend too, Harrison snaps, emphasizing the word best friend deliberately. Then, he starts to laugh. It is sarcastic and fake. Soon, Faye's girly laugh joins in with his. Honestly speaking, I now want to crawl in a hole and die. I just want to rot and die. Look at her. She can't even stand up for herself. All she could do is sit and cry. She's pathetic, so pathetic. Perhaps That's why your father chose his hot, bang-able wife over you, Jesse, he spits. Perhaps that's also why your loving boyfriend and amazing best friend decided to sleep around behind your back. Isn't she pathetic? He shouts to everyone in the canteen. Everyone stays quiet. Shock suppress all their faces. I just sit there looking at the wall at the far end of the canteen. For a moment, I feel embarrassed, ashamed of my own life, and most of all, I feel pathetic. Harrison's words sink into my brain, but they are quickly washed away when I hear my brother's voice in my head. You are strong, Andrew reminds me. Brian stands up from his seat and walks towards Harrison. He glares at him and doesn't stop nearing him until he is standing face to face with him. I just told you to leave her the fuck alone. I see Brian's eyes turn from its normal color to yellow and back again. Yes, you did, and I heard it loud and clear. So, what you going to do about it? Harrison challenges him. We quickly stand up. I feel the anger surges through my body. I turn to look at Brian. Brian, calm down, I say, but he just gives me a quick glance and continues to glare at Harrison. No, Jesse. I don't like how he treated you, he simply says. I grabbed Brian's arm and looked him in the eyes seriously. I felt a surge of strength inside of me. Brian, please calm down. He closed his eyes and I saw his body relax. He opened his eyes again and it was